Imagine being in a session 0, where the DM is lore dumping his entire world for 2 hours. No? Is it too hard? Don't worry about it, I got you covered, because in today's story, that's exactly what happens in the first ever posted horror story that had live updates during the session. Or at least I think it was. I'm Big Jesse, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I'm not against a 5-minute lore dump to get some context, but this is fucking exhausting. The Skype call started more than 90 minutes ago. He told us the myth of his entire homebrew world creation, the factions that fought in ancient wars, where every deity and race come from, everything. I like world building myself. I run a game with a homebrew world, but I would never lore dump like this. This is ridiculous. This is making me want to call the game off. If he were a stranger, I would have left 10 minutes in, but he's a friend's husband, and I'm sure if I say something, I'll be starting shit in the group. He's now going over every homebrew race and sub-race, their abilities, their skills, their traits, their culture, and how they get along with other races. It's been 90 fucking minutes. I could have watched a movie in the meantime. Update, it's from his fucking novel. Now it all makes sense. I'm definitely not gonna play with this guy. Update number 2. It's been 2 hours total. I still have no idea how the game is actually played, and I'm not gonna remember that god named Withronjik, who has a brother named Rpghorrorstories, and a second cousin once removed named Rpghorrorstories. You guys, I did the best I could with those. Just 2 useless hours. At least it's over now. Okay. So with this one, I did a deep dive into these comments and got a kick out of them, as well as got a little more information from the author. Is this the first horror story that comes out live? To which the author replied, it went on for so long I could have set up a Twitch account to stream it. Is this session 0? Yes, though it felt like sessions 1 to 932. Skype, eh? Shame if that connection were to die suddenly. All right, to really understand my setting, I'm gonna have to read you the Silmarillion in its entirety during this call. Pretty much. But the difference is I'm invested in Tolkien's world. I've never heard of this dude's world. I literally don't care. Now, I'm sure most of you know this, but just in case you don't, for a little bit of reference, this is J.R.R. Tolkien. And this is him in a library. He wrote The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, created Middle-earth itself, the world in which these are set in, and I think he wrote like 50 others or something, give or take a few. Among them is the Silmarillion. That's this book here. 24 chapters, almost 400 pages, made up of several stories that collectively describe the lore and history of Middle-earth. It was published 40 years after The Hobbit and 23 years after the Lord of the Rings series. Tolkien pitched it as the sequel to The Hobbit, and in the 1940s they knew that even Tolkien himself couldn't lore dump his audience without turning them away. Excellent name drop. Anyway. The sad part is that I love lore, but this is madness. You don't dump all that on someone who hasn't played with you. You don't even dump it on someone who has played with you. You let them discover the world through their characters organically. All this has achieved is to make me want to run as far away from this dude and his games. Wait, it's from his novel and he doesn't have it written down? I assume he won't torment prospective readers with this fucking lore dump, and instead is actually spread out throughout the novel, you know, like he should have done in game. And this one says exactly what we're all thinking. Compared to me, you have the patience of a saint. I think I'd have gotten to 20 minutes and gone, dude, we don't need to know everything, and there's no way I'll be remembering all of this. And when asked the question, No one said anything. They responded with, "We did." I told him after writing the post that I was not going to remember most of it and that I would rather read bits and pieces of lore in a game relevant document. He kept going. I told him again 15 minutes later and he kept going. When he asked at the end what we all thought, I told him that it was way too much and that I would have preferred a written document or a shared Google Drive with all of this info. He again said he didn't have it. I know this one was a little different, but it was so unique and funny to me that I just had to do it. Now, I love homebrew world lore, and if a DM goes through all the trouble of creating this massive world that I'm going to be plopped into and also creates a way to get it to me where I can read it on my own time, I will read it. I enjoy that stuff, but sitting at a session 0 for 2 hours, no thank you. I probably would have lasted about 30 minutes before I spoke up and said something, tried to steer it in another direction, but I don't think I could have lasted too much longer than that. How long do you think you would have lasted? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by hitting that like button. It'll really help the channel grow. Also, don't forget to subscribe, that way you don't miss any future videos. Like the next one, which is a viewer recommended story about a power tripping DM that ruined the game. And if you'd like to recommend a story, tell me one of your own, or to just say what's up, then join the Big Jesse Discord. The link is in the description down below. Now, thank you so much for watching. Later.